Nice soft breaths. And then all together, inhale, bring hands to heart center, sharing the pranava 3 times. Take a breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then 3 times sharing the shorter version of the Guru Mantra. It's really a mantra giving attention to the female perspective of energy and consciousness, which is also reflected in the moon salutation. So let's begin. Take a breath in. Om Hring Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Hring Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Hring Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Open the eyes, exhale, release the pose. So let's come into Tadasana at the top of our mat. And then we'll just get right into it. So we start off the same as Chandra Namaskar. In Tadasana, open up the hands. Inhale, arms up. At the top, drop the heads. Feel the lengthening in the front of the body. Feel the shoulders relax down. The spine is nicely stacked up over the pelvis, pelvis to hips, hips to knees, knees nicely grounded through the big toes and the outer heel. We always want to hit this mark. And then as you exhale, hands together, they literally pass down through the chakras, the top chakras, right to your heart. So if you look at the computer screen, if you look at me, here I am. In different traditions, there are 3 more chakras on top of the head. So my hands are together, my armpits are nice and opened. To the best of my ability, I'm nicely stacked up over my feet. As I exhale, I consciously think about passing my hands through those top 3 chakras, then in front of the Ajna chakra, the throat chakra, and then the heart chakra, the Anahata chakra. I try and pass through those chakras each time I lift my hands up and down. All together here at the heart chakra. Inhale the arms up and come right into a back bend. Let's hold our back bend. Really think about reaching up and out so that we're not dumping weight into the lower back. Keep shining the heart up. That focus is going to help you extend up rather than down. As you exhale, you come back, hit that mark at Tadasana, bend the knees, and come down to your forward fold. And let's stay here in forward fold, really feeling conscious and hitting that alignment mark of hips over heels. Again, it doesn't matter if your knees are bent. What's more important is this alignment and letting the muscle and mind learn that alignment. from here, it's still the same as Surya Namaskar. Place your hands on the mat. As you inhale, you step the right foot back right into a lunge. Now, in this version, it's important for stability that your ankle and knee of the front leg are nicely stacked on top of one another. A lot of times in Surya Namaskar, we're in front. And that's cool too, because that's just a different mobility, flexibility action on the knee and the ankle. But for the moon salutation, it's safer to be stacked nicely up. Back leg is active. In the moon salutation, once you hit this lunge, you lift the hands up and then overhead. If you can, hands together or close together, open up the shoulder points out, and you're lifting straight up. The extra move here is from here, we inhale up and exhale into a small back bend. Once you hit the back bend, you're looking up and you're stable. You can open the arms to the sides, palms up. To come out of this position, inhale the arms up, come back to a straight torso over your hips, release the hands down to the mat, and then as you exhale, you step back and push into your downward facing dog. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking at your hands, inhale, step the right foot forward. So here we are again in lunge. Take the time to stack right knee over right ankle. My hips are square, my back leg is really nice and active for stability. Inhale the arms up over your head. Hit this point. This is one of the moves. And then inhale, grow tall, and exhale into a back bend. Once you hit the back bend and you feel stable, open the arms out to the sides, palms up. Keep shining the heart up. To come out, inhale those arms back together, stack the torso on top of the pelvis, release the hands down to the mat, and then inhale, step the left foot forward, come right into your forward fold on an exhale. Bend knees, extend arms. Inhale, rise up to back bend. And exhale, return. Left side. Inhale up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale to back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step all the way back into a lunge. Square off, find your stability. Inhale, arms up overhead. Inhale again, grow tall. Exhale, back bend. Once you feel good, open up the hands to the sides. Inhale the arms back up, stack the torso over your pelvis. Release the hands to the mat. Inhale, you're stepping back and exhaling into downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Looking at your hands, inhale, step the left foot forward. Stabilize, arms up over your head. Then inhale, grow tall. Exhale, find that back bend. Release hands to the sides, shine the heart up. Inhale, hands back together. Torso comes over the pelvis once more. Release the hands down to the mat. As you exhale, right foot comes forward, right into your forward fold. Bend knees, extend arms. Inhale, rise up for back bend. And then exhale, return. And release the pose. So that's all it is. It's just one extra movement in the classical version. There is a more modern version that has like goddess poses and triangles and different things. But this is the classical version that you find in the Shivananda tradition and the earlier Hatha traditions. Chandra Namaskar is to be done in the evenings, not in the morning. Done in the evenings and done more or less at the pace that we did it. It's a slower pace. If you want to take 2 or 3 breaths through each movement, that's fine. All right, let us come to the mat, child's pose. Today is flexibility. So let's come into child's pose and really extend those arms overhead. Sorry, I've got one more Zoom message. In this position, let's find a nice breath for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming into Vajrasana, sitting on our heels, lift the head, lengthen back. Use your hands as support. Inhale, rise up. Just like we talked about yesterday, once you come into position, think, are my rib cage, are the ribs in front? Am I hyper arching my lower back? If so, bring everything back into line. Shrug the shoulders up and back. Chin is in neutral position. Just like I've said before, every time you come into a pose in yoga, you don't want it to be mechanical. You really want to think, where am I? Where's my alignment? Whether it's an easy seated, I can't speak English today, an easy seated pose or something more complicated. From here, let's go into a nice spinal twist. Left hand to the right thigh. Right arm is extended to the side. Open up the right palm. Inhale the arm up. At the top, exhale, drop the shoulder, relax the shoulder. Let that armpit come to the outside, even as the hand is turned inward. From here, inhale, let's grow tall without letting the ribcage jut out. Exhale, find the twist from the waist. And then as you exhale, you simply bring the right hand down. Maybe you can reach your left foot. Shrug the shoulders back once more. Try and keep our chin in a neutral position. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To come out, take that back hand, open the palm once more. Inhale the arm up behind you first. And then as you exhale, you reverse the twist and you're back to center, hands down. Right hand on the left thigh, extend the left arm, open up the palm. Inhale the left arm up. At the top, exhale and drop the shoulders. Inhale, let's grow tall. Exhale, find the twist. Inhale once more. And then exhale, release the left hand down. Again, here, sometimes we have a tendency to compromise by having more of a twist, but then we start to arch our back to accommodate that twist. So find that balance where your vertebrae are still stacked up on one another and you're feeling the twist here at the waist. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open up the left palm. Inhale the arm up behind you. As you exhale, return, and both hands down. Go ahead and get your cushion. We're going to put it near the front of the mat. It's a supported cobra, so we can really understand the action in our back. You can also use a quilt or a blanket really rolled up like 4 or 5 times like this. So, in this, you're going to put your elbows in the front and then extend your legs behind you. We're going to try and find the position where the cushion is at the top of our rib cage and then up towards the chest. Now, especially for the ladies, I find it very helpful to put my elbow down on the mat and then push back against my cushion because my cushion is a little too fat. Hands are down, fingers nicely splayed wide. You know that the position is correct in the hands because your middle fingers are parallel to one another. Take the shoulders, shrug them behind you. Now, for the legs in this position, for some of you, it's very comfortable to have your legs together, toes and heels together. For others, and I'm included, it's much more comfortable to have my legs not quite as wide as the mat because that allows me to relax the ankles because I have stiffness there. So figure out what works for you. Now let's play here. Ideally, that small pelvic tilt that we did in all the dolphin planks yesterday, that's the feeling you want to have right now. Rather than pushing the lower back down, think about bringing the pelvis forward. That is the focus to hold this pose. As we do that, we're also opening up through the chest. So let's hold here. And if you need to, go ahead and play with it. Let go of the pelvic tilt and then bring it back in. You'll notice that there is a slight tension and contraction of the gluteus muscles. That's fine. Just enough to help hold the pose. Use the abs to bring the pelvis forward and down into the mat. Extend the legs down. So now we can really work on the alignment of the body because we're nicely supported by the cushion. So let's hold this. Keep the focus on that little bit of a pelvic tilt as much as you need for your body. Hold it. Let's breathe. Remember, we're breathing laterally through the rib cage, so with this cushion, we can really feel the movement of the ribs against the cushion. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. To come into a modified crocodile pose, let the feet point out. Take those hands, stack your wrists one on top of the other, and just go ahead and rest your forehead there and drop the shoulders once more away from your ears. If this proves really uncomfortable, let's say it's really hard for you to breathe, you can always take the cushion away. All right, let's come into the Cobra position once more. Lift the head, place the elbows, place the hands, place the legs where you want them to be, and then find that little bit of a pelvic tilt. Lift up through the shoulders, pushing the forearms down just a bit. If you can, maybe lift the head up, see how that feels. If it's not good, you can always have your head in a neutral position. Extend those feet behind you. You want to have a nice long tail, you can call it. Good. Hold. Now, we're going to release our hands and bring them behind us. So, it's very important that you've got that pelvic tilt focus and a long leg. Very carefully release your hands, bring them behind you, clasp them behind you, and then bring your hands in the direction of your feet to pull your shoulders down. So there was a little bit of difference, of course, in the tension in your back, but hopefully we're keeping that focus on that pelvic tilt rather than the lower back. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5. And don't worry, there is definitely tension in the gluteus. That's to be expected. But that's not my focus. 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, release the hands back in front of you. Makarana Asana, Crocodile Pose, release the feet. The key to Cobra Pose, whether you're doing it in a Sphinx Pose or the full Cobra, is to learn how to relax the front of the body as we're bringing tension to the pelvic tilt position to help shine the heart. All right, let's take the cushion away. Let's come into the Sphinx Pose. So elbows ideally are underneath your shoulders. Extend the legs behind you. Head right now is simply resting on the mat. Okay, engage that little bit of a pelvic tilt. So the hip bones have contact with the mat. Remember in Cobra, the belly button stays on the mat, so we don't want that to lift. So you have to play with how hard you do your pelvic tilt. As you inhale, just lift the head. Focus on the pelvic tilt right here. Elongate the legs. Inhale, let's rise all the way up onto our forearms. Now again here, if you want, if you're not sure where your position is, you can exaggerate that pelvic tilt, which actually lifts the belly button off the mat, and then see where you need to be to keep the belly button on, but still have some remnant of that pelvic tilt so that you don't contract unduly the lower back. And let's switch the breath to the rib breath for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. As you exhale, release the head down and Crocodile Pose. The better we understand the Cobra, the better all our back bends are going to be, whether we're standing or in a position on the mat. Okay, let's do it again. Come into position for the Sphinx Pose first. Inhale, simply lift the head. Check your focus on that pelvic tilt, and then rise up all the way in your next inhale. Feel comfortable here. And then, although the torso is going to come down a bit, release the hands, grab them behind you, push the hands towards the feet, and just understand how holding this without any support, how you can still elongate the legs You're introducing tension into the glutes, yes. That's for stabilization. But I'm nicely grounded through the hip points, through the pelvis, and doing my best to shine the heart. Now, we're all going to look different because we all have different skeletal and muscular conditioning and configurations. So the intention here is important. Hold here. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's try and keep our shoulders off the ground as we release our hands back to the mat, into the Sphinx Pose, lift up. Keep the belly button in contact. And then exhale, release down into Makrasana, Crocodile Pose. From here, go ahead, push back into Child's Pose. Coming into Vajrasana, lift the head, lengthen back. Inhale, sit up. Inhale, come onto your knees. Let's practice that low lunge with the back bend. That's opening again the front of the body, stabilizing ourselves through the pelvis. So shifting the weight to the left knee. As you inhale, go ahead, free up the right foot and come into your lunge. Square off, active back leg. Again, even here, if you find your rib cage coming too far forward, you need to sort of stabilize it and bring it back into alignment with your pelvis. Okay, hands are by your sides, open up the palms, inhale, arms up. At the top, exhale, release the shoulders. As you inhale, grow tall. Exhale, just bring the shoulders behind you. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, drop the head into a small back bend. Releasing tension all down the front of the body. Releasing tension is just another word for opening up space. To come out, as you inhale, bring the torso, align it right over the pelvis once more. Let's keep our hands up for balance. As you inhale, shift the weight backwards and bring the right knee back into position next to the left. Opposite side, shift the weight right. Go ahead, free up the left foot. Exhale, come down into your lunge. Go through your stabilization, alignment of front knee and ankle. Active back leg. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, only shoulders come behind you. Inhale, grow tall. And exhale, drop head, back bend. To come out, inhale. Torso now is stacked up on the pelvis once more. And then to keep practicing our balance here, to keep our hips nicely squared, go ahead, bring the weight back, and then left knee frees up to stand next to the right. As you exhale, release the hands to your sides, sitting back on your heels, Vajrasana, close your eyes, hold here. Exhale, release the pose. Let's bring our block or our cushion in front of us so we can do janu sirsasana, head to knee pose. We'll hold this for longer times like we've done in the past. Go ahead, both legs are nicely extended in front of us. So let's sit in Tadasana. Let's just feel that alignment here. The left leg will stay extended. Go ahead, bend the right knee, and the right foot comes onto the inside of the right thigh. Now, just this is a wonderful position before we even do the front fold in terms of understanding the flexibility and mobility of all our joints. So this is really hard for me because my right hip will not open. I feel a lot of tension in the right knee because it's being bent. It's being twisted at an angle that it's not supposed to be at. What can I do? Take that left leg. Right now, I have a nice 90-degree angle, or I'm trying, between my left and my right. To ease some of the tension on the right, I can always open up that left leg a little bit to the side. If that doesn't work, I can put a block underneath this right knee. If that doesn't work, bring that right foot behind you so that the right heel is next to the right buttocks, but always there's room to put a thumb in between the heel and the hip. And this is another version of head to knee pose. Alrighty, so whatever version you choose, let's go ahead and put the block in front so that we can come down for 50%. Hands are on either side of the knee. Roll the shoulders up and back. Take a breath. And as you exhale, let's come down 50% of the way and hold for 1 minute. As you exhale, let's come down another 50%. And then exhale again. Let's come down into the full version today. Carefully, slowly inhale, come back to your 50%. And then as you inhale, let's come all the way up. Use your hands for support. At the top, just stay here for a little bit, especially if you felt tension along the lower back. It's nice just to sit still for a few breaths. Alrighty, let's switch sides. Right leg is now extended, left knee is bent. Again, find the version and modification of this pose that works for you. Once you're there, let's put hands on either side of the right leg. Shrug the shoulders up and back. Sit nice and tall because we're not trying to round over the leg. We're trying to come down in a nice straight unit. So take a breath in. And as you exhale, let's come down 50%. Exhale, come down another 50%. And then exhale, let's come down all the way. Gently inhale, and let's come back up halfway. Notice that that halfway position may be different from when you were going down. May be able to have your halfway mark a little deeper. And then gently, carefully inhale, let's rise up. Stay here, let yourself settle into this position. And then release the left leg, shake it out a little bit. And let's come onto our back. Hands to knees, knees to chest. Roll from side to side. Now, if you experienced a lot of discomfort in the hip or the lower back for various reasons, you can also do beautiful hamstring stretches on your back. So we'll just go through that really quick. Go ahead, keep your knees bent, but let's just put the left foot with the knee bent on the mat. So the left foot is behind the buttocks. Take both hands, put them underneath the right thigh. Square your hips off. And then as you inhale, go ahead, straighten that right knee. So in this position, I'm perfectly supported on my back. There's no twisting in the back at all. The hip is resting in the hip socket. Now, sometimes that's worse, depending on where you have the hip irritation or inflammation. But a lot of times this is much more comfortable. From here, to deepen the pose, you simply slide your hands up your leg, perhaps to the calf, the ankle, or the heel, and then you can get a nice hamstring stretch here. So let's go ahead and do that. See where you're at. If you can reach your heel, you probably can grab your toes or the middle of your foot just to bring the leg a little closer in the direction of your head. Now, as you do this, it's important not to let that left knee fall to the outside. You still want to keep your hips nicely squared. That left knee is pointing up towards the sky. Let's hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To bring our head towards that right knee, stabilize your pelvis with a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So everyone take a breath in, exhale, contract, feel that little bit of a tilt. It's quite subtle. That holds you in position as you bring your head up towards your knee. Four, 3, 2, 1. As you exhale, drop the head gently. And then let your hands slide back down your leg until they're behind your thigh. Then with support, you simply bend the knee and bring the right foot down next to the left leg. Opposite side, take your hands and bring them on the backside of your left thigh. You probably had to lift your left leg to do that. Square the hips. Inhale, extend the left leg up towards the sky. Square the hips once more. And then figure out, slide your hands up the leg, see where you can be. Once you get in position, make sure that you haven't allowed the left hip to creep up in the direction of your head. Square the hips off. Hold here. Right knee is still pointing up towards the sky, or, in line with the sky rather than externally rotated out to the side. Hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Use a little pelvic tilt. Inhale, contract. Feel that little bit of tilt. It's really subtle. You're practically there already in this position anyway. And then as you exhale, you lift the head up towards the knee. And let's hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently release the head down to the mat. Take your hands, let them slide down your leg to the thigh. Bend the knee. Let the leg release down. Left foot and right foot are on the mat behind your buttocks. Open up your hands to the sides, palms up. Feet are hip width apart. From here, simply exhale and let the knees fall to the right if you look to the left. Very, very gentle spinal twist here. Let's hold this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Using a pelvic tilt to stabilize ourselves. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract. Feel that tilt, and then you simply bring the knees up and over to the other side. Head is in the opposite direction now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pelvic tilt to come out. Take a breath in. Exhale, contract. Feel that little bit of a tilt and bring the knees to the center. And then exhale, extend the legs down. Now, again, to help create more space in the vertebrae, let's come into a supported waterfall stand. So whether you use your block underneath your back or whether you used a cushion, you're going to bring it underneath you so that when you're in this position, this waterfall position, there's no effort in the lower, middle, or upper back. It feels really, really good. So it's kind of between the lumbar and the coccyx. It'll be a little different for each person. Once you're in position, do not move your head. For stability, if you feel comfortable, you can hang on to your cushion or your block. If you feel good, open the arms out to the sides, palms up, either to the sides or even overhead. Let's stay here for 3 minutes. If your legs get tired, simply bend the knees. And let's hold here. Just safely come out, bend the knees first, bring your hands to your cushion or block. And then as you exhale, you tuck the chin and you just roll forward. Just go ahead and take the block out of the way and then lay down in Savasana. If you can stay in your Savasana a little bit longer, please enjoy. If you're ready to come out, let's just take a few breaths and then begin to bring movement into our toes and ankles, fingers and wrists, elbows and shoulders, knees and hips, letting the head roll from side to side. And then all together, let's go ahead and roll onto our side. And then with the help of your hands, go ahead, push up to a seated position. Closing our eyes. Inhale, bring hands to heart center. Sharing the pranava one more time. Take a breath in. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And exhale, bow down to the teacher within. And inhale, come back up. Let's open our eyes. We're back in full awareness, ready to start the day. Namaste, everybody. Have a great day.